Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebartogo.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today we have a special show from the ABV Barrel Shop Tasting Bar where we're going to be trying Normandie, a new offering from Bardstown Bourbon Company with a pretty interesting story. My name is Steve Akeley, joined by Darren McCroy. What's up, man?
Nothing. What's up with you, Steve?
Not much. I love Bardstown Bourbon Company and what they got going on. They do, I think, maybe as good a job as anybody, if not the best, when they're coming out with new products. And they've certainly launched a lot of things. And
their marketing department works so hard, and yes. I don't think they get enough credit because they do amazing things.
They do. And each one has its own press kit, and they're not all like the exact same theme. If they were all kind of themed and it was easy, each one has its own personality and its own offering. So this one came in a little mini shipping container that came with all that kind of grass that's in those things, and then it had little items like little barrels in there and gold bars and these little miniatures of other things, a sign with Bardstown Bourbon Company on it. So I don't know, they're just doing some cool stuff. So this is in line with that for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So we'll be talking about this one. It's got the great story of the first allocated product out there. So yeah.
And it was put on allocation by Minister of State Jean-Baptiste Colbert. I'm sure I butchered that.
You're sure you did. But yes.
Banned the sale from anywhere outside.
So yeah, this is going to be in a Calvados finish. And he was like, hey, this is the best product ever. What happens if we let it leave this area, people are going to go crazy for it, and then we're not going to be able to enjoy it. Yeah. So it's on allocation. Yeah. That's the first allocated product. So
that is, I would if you would have told me when the first allocated product, I'd have been like post-prohibition.
Right, exactly.
And that would have been my guess.
Exactly. 1600s is when that happened, folks. Yeah. So, yeah, we'll be talking about this. We'll share some more information about it. It's got, like I said, pretty cool stuff, as Bardstown's doing. But before we get to that, Darren, you said there's something you had that was interesting to talk about. What is that?
So it is definitely interesting. I don't think Steve... there's not much of a conversation, but evidently raccoons are evolving to be domesticated. Okay. And it's, happening in real time. So... I've gone down this rabbit hole.
Now, I hear squirrels are evolving to be predators.
Okay.
So they're going the opposite direction. That's what I heard. Out in California, they're starting to hunt and kill animals to eat them.
You know what? It's about time. Squirrels are evil. A damn trash can squirrel. We haven't seen them in a while, but man,
yeah, that's true. I'm telling you, when I go out into my driveway, acorns start flying, and I'm telling you, it's the squirrels up in the trees throwing them at me.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just accidentally those acorns fall down.
So squirrels are going to take over the world is what's happening.
Yeah, it's working that way. But what's going on with raccoons?
So evidently, one of the first steps when animals become domesticated is they start growing a longer, cuter snout.
Okay.
And that makes humans take care of them more.
Okay.
And this is how we got dogs and cats, especially dogs with that big, long
Raccoons had a good base. I always say that's the only thing that keeps raccoons even alive is the fact that they're cute, right?
Yeah.
People like them. they don't like possums, and I always say possums are great. Raccoons are terrible because they want to get in your house. Yeah. They want to live in your house already. Not necessarily domesticated that I've seen, but you're saying that we might be leading towards that.
Yeah, and it's not. This is like a natural evolution into domestication.
Right. It's evolution. They're not thinking about it. Be like, they had a meeting and been like, hey, you know what we need to do?
Get in these rich guys' pockets that have all the food.
Right.
But so their snouts are getting longer.
Okay.
They are behaviorally, because usually the more dominant one wins. And breeding, the less dominant one has been winning. And so it is becoming more docile with every generation of raccoons. Okay. And we're still not close to this, and there would have to be hey, humans want to domesticate these things movement.
Oh, I think they do.
But this was a paper by, Yale. It was a real big evolution scientist.
Okay.
And the other interesting thing they mentioned was that their choice of food and their hunting instincts are not being bred for in current generations of raccoons. It is all scavenging and stuff, and so there's actually...
They're getting closer to humans by proxy because they want to just check out our garbage.
Yep.
The trash panda thing is real.
Yeah, and a raccoon in the city is more likely to be healthy than a raccoon in the sticks now.
Okay.
And it's because of lack of food, and sure, there's still some pockets. Raccoons are literally all over North America, and so there's great genetic...
They don't see people.
Yeah. Great genetic diversity, and they're doing fine, but it is... The more dominant species of raccoons is going to be the city-loving, trash-eating, lazier...
This makes sense to me because... Evolution is definitely a thing. We've seen all sorts of animals evolve through time.
Yeah,
and it doesn't stop now. Now that because we have computers or we have a science community. No, it doesn't. It continues to happen.
Yeah,
and again, and it also happens very slowly. So it's not even this evolution of raccoons probably won't happen in our lifetime, but it's coming. It's working.
It's coming, and a few drastic changes because. Evolution goes consistently until there's a drastic change, like meteors and stuff like that, when there's a new pocket to fill. And so if human population keeps growing at the rate it is, which probably won't affect America, it could be like, oh, hey, look, it is easier to do this lifestyle now, and then you could see a big die-off of all the rural ones.
What is the range of raccoons? Obviously, I know they're here in America, all over North America, I would say probably. Where else can they be found in the world?
I think they are exclusive to North America.
Okay.
I think they are one of our few exclusive animals. Because everyone's like, oh, polar bears are exclusive. They're not. They're in all of Europe. Moose aren't exclusive. Elk aren't exclusive.
Right.
Because of the ice bridges over the North Pole and stuff. They all evolved about the same.
I wonder what people like from England think of then, or Europe. What they think of like raccoons.
So,
because they're typically portrayed in media as being funny and kind of clowns, and I wonder what
I'm sure they love them, honestly.
Right, probably
because they're not digging in their trash.
Right, yeah.
If you take away like the mess that raccoons make, everyone loves a raccoon.
Right.
It is like the guy handing hot dogs.
They got the little hands. They got the little hands.
Yeah, they got the little hands. They're adorable.
Right.
No one's going to disagree with that. So I think if you don't deal with them all the time, it is.
Yeah. There's something to have to deal with, though. God, they are.
Yeah.
They're bad. Even like our trash can. I can see in our trash can, it has holes because if someone leaves the lid open and rains, that water has to be able to get out of there. So there's some natural holes in the big dumpster that we got. And you'll see trash bags pulled out of there. Well, guess who's doing that?
It's a raccoon.
Freaking raccoons. They got the hands. They're trying to pull that trash out of there.
So raccoons can go into an insanely small space. Also, I don't remember the exact number. And I won't say how I know this fact in like the correct way of saying it because I don't think it's good for air. But they can squeeze into a hole that's like 3 inches or less.
What? No.
Yeah. They can. It is either like 3 or 4 inches. Okay. They can squeeze into a really small hole.
Wow. Okay.
But they are a impressive species that has lived for so long, and I think it's going to be the age of the raccoons next. Okay. Everyone's going to be walking raccoons on leashes and everything like that.
My neighbor got in his house. So they got into his attic, through the eaves, and got in there, and that's bad. So you would assume you hear them, but I think initially you're like, what was that? I think then you just write it off as an old house or whatever.
Yeah.
So they lived up there long enough to really fuck things up in the end.
That doesn't also take long either.
Right, yeah. So they screwed things up. So now this guy's like vigilant. If there's a raccoon in our subdivision, he goes and collects it and he takes them over to Illinois, I think, and dumps them over there.
Okay.
He doesn't kill them, but which he'd be fine killing them too. He's that type. But he doesn't want to get in any trouble. So he'd probably get in trouble if you relocate him. I guess. I don't know, but he does that.
I would say to relocate them in Missouri, not Illinois, because once you drive across state lines with wildlife, you're breaking some rules. It's not even the relocating; it's the driving across state lines. For sure, is illegal.
So anyway, so he takes care of all the raccoons. So we got a raccoon guy internally that takes care of that.
Whenever you talk to him, is it only about raccoons?
Yeah, he doesn't like the raccoons. So because he had a personal bad experience, and he's worried. I don't think he cares really that they might attack my house. That's what he says. Like, hey, we got to get this done. He's worried that because I live next to him and anybody around, he wants to make sure they don't come back in his house.
Yeah.
But the one day it was hilarious. The one day. We had one that was getting in our trash cans, and and we tried to put the bungees on there, and take the bungees off even, and then so he puts out the safe trap. And what gets in there one day was a baby. And I mean, raccoons are cute anyway. A baby raccoon?
Oh, yeah. You can't say no.
But it was also mean, by the way. It was pissed off. It was pissed off. But, man, that thing was adorable.
Yeah.
But, so.
So at the zoo, there used to be a bunch of raccoons at night. They started taking out the trash at night, so it's not as bad anymore, I've heard.
Right.
But, we would see 70 raccoons in a night, 80 raccoons in a night. And, that was when we stopped counting.
Right.
Because at some point, it's going to be the same raccoon. But
yeah.
They're probably going to be the leaders of this domestication cult because they don't care about humans at all.
Right.
They'll be cute, and they'll eat all the trash. Yep. But then as soon as you're trying to be mean to them, they're like, nope, this is where I live. So
yeah. I saw that out at Lone Elk Park recently. I was out there, and that's during the day. I was out there during the day. And there was a raccoon family, I want to call it.
Yep.
I guess that's what you call it. And it was probably 10 strong, and they didn't care. They were waiting for all the cars to pull up, and it says, right by a sign that says, don't feed them. Yeah. People are throwing shit out.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Burritos and shit like that. And, I mean, they're just checking each car. They want you to feed them. Those are domesticated in that.
They are. Right. They rely on humans for food.
Right. Yeah.
And that is one of the big steps of domestication.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what they were doing. Just in there.
I go out to Lone Elk all the time because it's really cool. I didn't understand how cool of a park that is for St. Louis parks to do because no one else does that.
Right.
But I go out there all the time, and there's usually raccoons.
Yeah. That's if you're coming to St. Louis to see us and you're looking for something to do, family by yourself, whatever, Lone Elk Park.
World Bird Sanctuary right attached to it. You can make a whole day out of it going down one random side road off the highway. Right. You start driving down there, you're like, what the heck?
Yeah, that is very true. So, all right, what we're going to do next, we'll take a quick break. Before we do that, we'll pop the cork. But we're going to be trying this Normandie and see what it's all about. We'll fill you in on some more details after the break. For right now, let's take it out with the cork pop. Fantastic.
It's really good, especially for a 375.
For a 375, that is really good, and I like it. All right, that'll be it for now. We'll talk to you in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of Executive Bourbon Steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your Executive Bourbon Steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your Executive Bourbon Steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
JP Knobloch. I have nice hair on the ABV Bourbon Daily Show.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We're getting ready to try Normandie. Before we get to that, though, Darren, what do we know about this one?
So, first things first, it's coming in at 104.2 proof. Sold in the 375s. This is the newest distillery release.
Yep.
I saw today that they're actually doing batches of 3 of these with the famed Notre Dame Cathedral release.
That's one most of us didn't get our hands on when it came out. So
it went quick, and so they saved some for these 3-set gift baskets that are only going to be available at the distillery.
Okay,
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I do too.
This is 76% Indiana, 13-year-old, 75-21 rye, 0 wheat, 4% malted barley, and then 26% 12-year-old. Of that same mash bill. So, that's the classic.
Their 21% rye is a very common recipe that they do.
And it's a very good mash bill, too.
Yeah, they got that, and their 36 is the other one that they do the higher rye mash bill. But yes, okay.
This, I'm assuming, is going to be similar price to the other ones.
Okay.
Because both of those were $99, so I'm assuming this is going to be $99 as well. I did not look that up. But
so we're finished in Calvados for how long?
We're finished in Calvados for 28 months, and then finished off in a toasted oak barrel for 4 months.
Okay.
The smell is so rich.
Sounds, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's really good.
So Calvados was the first allocated spirit. I wonder when it became regular practice, though. That's something I'm going to look into.
Right, and when did it come off allocation?
Yeah,
it was in like 1714. They're like, "Hey, we've caught up with demand. We're now getting rid of the allocation."
Yeah, what did that process look like? Because I think Buffalo Trace is going to need to take some notes.
Oh, they had it way before that.
Yeah.
All right, let's give it a taste.
Wow.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
That was some good Calvados that was finished. Because you've had Calvados finishes and you're like, oh, yeah, you get a little bit of that apple.
Yeah.
I would drink that finish. I just that Calvados. I think I would love that. That is fantastic. But like you said at the beginning, we were expecting the world with this. This is Bardstown Bourbon Company doing what they love to do, coming up with new fun ideas that they really do better than almost anyone in the industry right now.
I agree.
And that is why they've become such a juggernaut in really a short amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
They do all the source brands, and they do all the contract distilling. They have 2 massive stills now, and they're just crushing it.
They have the feeling, and you never know how these things play out, but we could be sitting down the road 20 years from now, and Bardstown Bourbon Company is the largest bourbon distillery in the world.
Yeah.
That could happen.
Yeah.
They are doing things not only for themselves, but so many brands they source for, so that's making them bigger and stronger.
And Green River, right?
Yeah.
Like, they saved Green River. Green River would not exist the way we know it today without Bardstown Bourbon Company. Yeah. And they really changed it.
Green River's doing its own fantastic stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those companies have 2 completely different identities. Normally you get into a problem when you buy a second company, you're stepping on each other. There's a lot of crossover. They're very different. They're more along the line of the working man's bourbon, affordably priced, but delicious, not
but
delicious,
still
not at the
classy.
cost. Yeah, exactly.
You go to their tasting room in Louisville, which you just went to for the first time. That place is classy, right? It's not as classy as Bardstown Bourbon Company. Bardstown Bourbon Company, I feel underdressed when I walk in jeans.
Yeah.
But they're, and you're right, there is two different markets, but the Green River is just that working man, good, classy bourbon, not too over the top, but not in a plastic bottle either, right?
Yeah, that's good stuff. So this is a great one. It's a winner. If you're a fan of what they do like we are, this would be one you would definitely want to pick up. So give it a try and get your bottle as soon as you can. Because if history tells us anything,
they're not going to last long.
They don't last long.
Yeah.
So there you go. And we appreciate the history lesson.
Yeah.
For learning about allocations in the 1600s.
I think this customs needs to go on the back wall because they gave us the whole slip.
Yeah, we need to. Yeah, it was in the box, and I think we need to save that because that's just some great history there.
Yeah. Just a side note, all of these that have been released so far, was it the Tokai finish was the third one, or the Hungarian or the Japanese oak one, the Hokkaido release was the third one.
Yes.
But all of them have been available at both the distillery and the tasting room in Louisville. So that is an important thing to note, that you don't have to go all the way to Bardstown. If you're stopping in Louisville, it's still worth checking in there.
Yeah, for sure. And we're at that time of year. I have no insight into their marketing that, but, it's a good time of the year to pop in. A lot of the distilleries hold back stuff for random drops around the holidays. So, they like to spread that holiday cheer by making things available, not just at a given time, but randomly. So check your distilleries. Pop in there. Go to Whiskey Row and grab them. So there you go. All right, on that note, we're going to wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us there. And we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me trying to domesticate raccoons at The Bourbon Adventures.
You can find me relocating raccoons to Illinois. Over at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, or my website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, that thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Also, come by and see me at the ABV Barrel Shop, the place where you can try before you buy. We're online, abvbarrelshop.com. And, of course, you want to get involved. There's two ways to do it. Number one, you can help us out get more, people listening by leaving a review. 5 stars key with comments. And wherever you listen to your podcast. And also come by patreon.com/the ABV Network. That'll do it for today. Of course, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye, y'all.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you're in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.